Hey guys, Stoney Creek here. I've joined a collaboration. Stay tuned. I'll tell you all about it. So Joe over at YP Family Farm has started a collaboration called How I Heat My Home. I thought it'd be a fun collaboration to get in on, and I'll leave a link to his channel below. If you go over there, tell him hi, tell him that Stoney Creek sent you. Now many of you already know that not only do we live in the woods, but we also heat our home 100% with wood heat. Now for the disclaimer, I do have a propane stove in our home, but I'll tell you, that joker hasn't worked for the last 5 or 6 years. It's an old unit. They came out to look at it back then, said that we'd have to have a new one. And you know, I can't afford that. But we do have a wood stove. Now I live in what's called the Cross Timbers region of Oklahoma, or Eco Region 29 if you want to Google that. And here on the farm it's predominantly going to be blackjack oak or hickory, maybe 70%. Then of course we've got some native redbuds and some other miscellaneous trees, but 70% of it's going to be blackjack oak or hickory, and that's what we use to heat our home with. Now what I like to do is take wood that I call seasoned on the trunk, and that's where I harvest dead trees that are still standing. Now because that is a nice hardwood, it still has a lot of economic use out of it, and by economic use I mean that it still has a high BTU rate, and it also, because it's a hardwood, it does have a good burn rate to it. It's not just going to burn fast and go up in flames. And the other good thing about that, I can cut it, split it, and it'll be ready to use right then with just minimal seasoning in the woodshed. Now another good thing with taking the dead trees that are standing, that also promotes the health of the existing trees. That allows room for the existing canopy to grow out, and that'll also help prevent any of those falling trees coming down and taking out some of those living branches. So it's just good for overall health of the woods. Now they say cutting wood is the activity that's going to heat you several times. From cutting down that original tree, to limbing it, to bucking it up into usable pieces, moving it over to the woodshed, doing the arduous task of splitting it, restacking it, and then finally getting to enjoy the fruits of your labor and warm up by a cozy fire. Now Joe's put together a playlist of all the channels that's agreed to participate in this, and I'm going to put a link to that right over here. I'd encourage you to take a look at that and take a look at some of the other channels. Some of them you're going to recognize, some might be new to you. And hopefully you go over there and take a minute to see what they've got going on. Well guys, I know this was a short one, but I just wanted to get in on this collaboration. And as always, I appreciate you watching, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next video.